Well, this a oldie but goodie too. Oh. Hey y'all, I'm looking for something real quick. Hold on. This. What y'all know about that? Hey y'all. No. I haven't seen it. No, me on Kish. What y'all know about that? Thank you. What y'all know about this? Get to it, girl. There you go. Whoa! Hey, y'all. Man. Listen. Oh! Listen here, that right there, that'll have you where you need to be in just a moment. You listen to that about 3-4 times back to back. Listen, Keish, I'm trying to tell you. Ooh, how y'all doing this evening? Listen, Suge Avery. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Everybody doing okay today? Y'all all right? Everybody okay? Maybe gotta try and tell you something. I'm okay. I'm okay. I listened to music today, twisting my hair, and just really been in God's face today. That's what I've been doing, just trying to talk to him, telling him thank you, talking to him about life and things. Hey, Pumpkin. I had a good cry last night. That's good. That's good, baby. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, Pumpkin. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm okay. I'm all right. I've been just in the silence. If it ain't been music, and really once I started listening to music, I'm in my own mind anyway. After that, hey, so I just been talking to God and just in the live is skipping. Interesting. I don't know. You know they trying to get rid of me, girl. We went to unplug today from everything and walk the trails. That's good. Yeah. Girl, I've been organizing my survival closet. Okay. That part. Seeing what else to get. You need to get that part. That part. Yeah. I just been chilling. I've been talking to God, and I was on the internet for a little bit, but I tried not to be on there that much today because, man, it's a lot going on. Yes, I've been trying to be in the word and praising more. Yeah, I just been trying to get quiet and see what he got to say, and you know what I mean? What our next step, well, I can't say ours and, but if there's anything I'm supposed to be saying or doing or whatever. And 2 words came to my mind earlier. And so I would like for you all, once we get in here a few more minutes, we're going to look up some words. And then we're going to read a little bit. And then I'm probably going to get off and go lay down. Ooh, but I think we should do it. We'll wait a couple minutes till everybody get in here. And then we'll start, so I don't have to keep saying where we going. Y'all see they telling people to pull their money out the bank. I done seen a few videos about it. I said, that's interesting. Hey, there's so much going on. It will make your head spin if you're not grounded. Yep. It's just a lot going on. Yeah. But I've seen a few videos from some people that work in finance. I said, well, I believe God was talking to us about having some jik money. Hey, Pumpkin. Talking about having some jik money. Y'all remember us having a conversation about jik money? Now everybody else online talking about having some jik money. I said, oh, you talked to us about that last week. Or this week, earlier this week, whatever it was. And they online talking about you need to have some just in case money, enough money to do this and that and what just in case. I said, well, we've been talking about that too. All of it. It's all interesting. All of it. Yeah. All of it. I said, well, and then Auntie came in here and solidified that temple is already built. That's how they going to be able to show it off in April, because they built it. We knew they built it. And now everybody's talking about what's going on with that. And I'm like, interesting. Interesting. But when we was talking about it, we was fear-mongering and lying and all kind of stuff. Yeah. 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 That part. That part, Kim. That part. So you look at what's happening now, and it's different. It really is. But I'm just grateful that God prepared us, got us ready, and had us get our minds and stuff ready. So I don't know if y'all want them, but Timu has powdered eggs on sale. Timu has powdered eggs on sale. Thank you, Pumpkin. We appreciate it. Ain't that so crazy how everybody going crazy over the eggs? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I think it's interesting. But we was crazy and stuff, so I don't know. We was crazy and we was crazy. Do y'all remember us doing Bible studies about Syria and Damascus? We read about Damascus being torn to the ground. Do y'all? It was probably last year. So I know it was last year because we only 2 months in this year. But sometime last year we studied about Damascus. Do y'all remember? And maybe you don't remember completely because I don't remember the whole class. But I do remember us studying about Damascus and how it was going to be torn down. I cannot remember where we was reading about it, but we did read it. And now Damascus is a big deal this year. You hear me? Damascus is a big deal this year. We talked about Syria. Now y'all understand why, if you didn't before, why when we do our Bible studies, that's why we go and we look up the places. That's why we go and we look up what that city is called now, who lives there, what, because now when you hear those things on the news, it piques your interest. It make you perk up and listen, whereas before you would have been like, oh, okay, that's across the world. It don't affect me none. But now you understand that you should be worried about what's going on. I see another river. I think the third river woke up and it was red. And they ain't saying it's algae. Now they saying they don't know what it is that's causing it to be red. First they tried to pull that algae stuff and people was like, nah, we not going for it. And so now 2 more rivers, and they're saying they don't know if it's a chemical, they don't know if it's hazardous, they don't know what it was doing. But I remember in the last 3 years, there's been several instances where the water in different places turned that exact same color. Did it not? And in one of them, in the last 3 years, the fish was belly up in the water. Hey, Pumpkin. Hey, auntie, you hear me? What's even scarier to me is I was watching people today. Christians, a few. I wasn't on there long, but I was on there long enough. They still think the tribulation hasn't started. Even with the temple getting ready to be revealed, they still think that the people are stealing. Hold on. You said people are stealing individual eggs out of the dozen around here. Hell, hey, do you blame them, Greg? It was fish washing up on the shores in Texas and New Jersey and New York. Come on, baby. You remember? Listen, that's hilarious. Well, you knew that was coming, though. It's absolutely scary how many people are blind. It's terrifying. It is. They just on there talking about, oh, God is getting ready to come get us, and the tribulation is getting ready to start. I said, well, I'm gonna check both of my stopwatches. Yeah, I think y'all clocks might be broken or something, because from my clocks, it's already started. Last night I was watching DreamWorks movie Captain Underpants, and they had all the stuff hidden in there too. Yeah. I was just watching The Family on Netflix about the government. It's about how they using Jesus' name and have a secret group. Yep. Yep. You said went to the army base to get eggs, milk, and bread, and they posted there's a global shortage and supply chain issues. Well, who know what month it is? Anybody know what month it is? What month is it? It is Black History Month. The month we started. It's 36 months since y'all met me. Some of y'all. If you've been here since the giant video, it's been 36 months since I met y'all. Can you tell me how long 36 months is? This ain't about no. This ain't about anniversary. This is God told us 3 years ago about Project 2025. He didn't tell us the name of it, but he told us what it was. He told us about the eggs. He told us about all of the things that are happening right now. About your civil liberties being taken away, your rights being taken away, destruction in the earth, and all of those things in just 36 months. If you bought a new car when you came over here, you still got 2 years to pay on it. But you know what has happened? All of the stuff that God told us about in February of 2022, in March and April and May and June and every month after that. Period. And as scary as it is, that's why I believe him when he be talking instead of regular. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. It made me sad today. I got online again. And one of my pastor friends talking about God about to give you a blessing and put a money bag. And everybody was, hallelujah. 1,500 or 1,576,800 minutes. Oh, my goodness. You didn't did the math. I like it. Interesting. Yeah, well, it's back. So, about to say something. Oh, there's that. I need y'all to look up a definition for me, and the definition is false burdens. What's the definition of false burdens? Tell me. Hey. That's all I keep hearing. These prophets say is God about to bless his people and all of that. It's spooky. Not that he can't, but if the economy is falling, that makes no sense. A weight that someone feels responsible for when they shouldn't. Interesting. Interesting. A responsibility or a task that someone feels obligated to carry, but it is actually unnecessary or based on a misunderstanding. Interesting. 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 My question to you is, how many false burdens is you carrying? Yellow. Mm. Oh, okay. Mm. Now you see, I don't really too much mess with woe is me people, or the people that's all when somebody like, if a person is sick or a person is dying or a person is whatever, that person seeks out those type of situations so they can say, oh, I had to, and if I wouldn't have, they would have, and oh, if I weren't there to help, and get away from me. They seek out the people that's always struggling, these false burdens, then they're just always so busy that they can't, I just can't, and all of this. Get out of here. You picking up weight, you don't even have to. I don't want to hear about it. I don't. I don't want to hear about your false burdens. Let's talk about the real ones. Let's do that. Not the false ones you keep picking up. Why is you running over there? I know a few people like that. I distance myself from them. Girl, listen. I got family members. They stay wherever the sickness is. Oh, such and such is sick, and I ain't been feeling good because such and such is sick, and it's just weighing on my heart. And then as soon as something don't go your way, you got a whole attitude about to cuss everybody out. What happened to them being sick? What happened to the family needing you? What happened to go away? False burdens. You heard me. It's a lot of people walking around with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. False burdens, honey. That's how a lot of people get attention. I have a coworker I call a martyr. That's her, Sarah. So we all know somebody like this. And a lot of times they be the person that bring the chaos. You know someone like that? Listen, I won't be doing any of it. So if you like to pick up false burdens, you're going to hate being around me because I'm going to start clipping the strings. I'm trying to, oh yeah, my family steady want to call me mysteriously and try to disturb my peace. Interesting. That's who I'm talking about, girl. What you gonna do, little CERCA, is stay out my business. That's exactly who I'm talking about. And it's more of them, but she's the main one. And that's why I don't. That's exactly. Stay out my business, little girl. You stay over there in a grown but younger than me lady place. That's exactly who I'm talking about. The main one, because you and me, I'm trying to tell you. And I'll be like, nope, not going to be able to do that. Not going to be able to do it. So, now that we're all in agreement, yes, false, yeah. Well, and I'm going to tell you something else, that false burdens, if the person does not get the reaction that they want, oh, they flip. very quickly and turn into like, now it's all about them, and if they didn't get recognized or whatever, they be weird. And that's why I be like, I don't want no parts of it. So now that we've done that, I need y'all to go to Lamentations chapter 2, please. NIV if you can, real quick. We're going to get down through here. How's y'all homework coming? Your me homework? Get so mad and why nobody understands what they going through. Girl. And I'll be like, but did you have to go over there? Yes, I had to go over there. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. One, you was being nosy because you don't have no life. And two, never mind. We're going to move on. Who's doing your homework? Y'all started working on your homework, or y'all got sleepy and didn't do it? They expect you to constantly coddle their feelings behind what they won't let go of. Shay! I ain't about to keep listening to this. Ain't. And if you don't want to let go, call somebody that want to hold on, because I don't got time. I got to go. Mm-mm. So we all know somebody. You watch the play. Good job. Good job. I just missed the part of class. I need to go back and rewatch. This is how I felt with my ex-relationship. Interesting. So let me ask you a question. No, the homework I'm talking about is your adolescent behavior homework. Did y'all go find a behavioral chart to see how you act out when God don't give you your way? You got a page of notes so far about myself. Good job. Good job. Did you go and see and look and find out where a lot of your trauma and different things is stuck? What's hard? Why is it hard? All you doing is thinking. Okay. Don't make it harder than it need to be. As you read, stuff should just come to your mind. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it. It's not difficult. All you have to do is think about your life experiences that cause you to have emotion. That's basically it. If you still feel some type of way about this or that, and it can bring you to tears, you hear me? Then that's where you need to be sitting, trying to figure out where that goes, what it's tied to, and what age it happened, and then go look and see if how you still react to certain things, if that's how a teenager will react to it, or a toddler, or whatever. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Lamentations 2. Y'all ready? NIV, Bible Gateway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm not going to be on here long. Okay. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, here we go. So it says, how the Lord has covered daughter Zion with the cloud of his anger. How the Lord has covered daughter Zion with the cloud of his anger. He has hurled down the splendor of Israel from heaven to earth. He has not remembered his footstool in the day of his anger. Without pity, the Lord has swallowed up all the dwellings of Jacob. In his wrath, he has torn down the strongholds of daughter Judah. He has brought her kingdom and its princes down to the ground in dishonor. In fierce anger, he cuts off every horn of Israel. He has withdrawn his right hand at the approach of the enemy. He has burned in Jacob like a flaming fire that consumes everything around it. Like an enemy, he has strung his bow. His right hand is ready. So the same right hand that used to protect you, he said, yeah, I'm hiding it. And I'm going to let the enemy run up on you. And then once they do that, I'm about to pull my bow back. And I'm about to shoot arrows at you. Hold up, Dad. Wait a minute. What did I do? My question is, who going to stop him when he mad? Who is it that can stop God when he's angry? You got your cousin and your husband and your mama and your wife and your sister and your kids and your boss and your friend at work. Who gonna stop God when he mad? When he said enough is enough, I'm done, I'm tired, I'm not dealing with this no more. Interesting. Woo! He said, like a foe has slain all who were pleasing to the eye. He has poured out his wrath like fire on the tent of daughter Zion. The Lord is like an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces and destroyed her strongholds. He has multiplied mourning and lamentation for the daughter Judah. He has laid waste his dwelling like a garden. He has destroyed his place of meeting. The Lord has made Zion forget her appointed festivals and her Sabbaths. In his fierce anger, he has spurned both king and priest. The Lord has rejected his altar and abandoned his sanctuary. He has given the walls of her palaces into the hands of the enemy. They have raised a shout in the house of the Lord as on the day of an appointed festival. The Lord determined to tear down the wall around daughter Zion. He stretched out a measuring line and did not withhold his hand from destroying. He made ramparts and walls lament. Together they wasted away. So all those beautiful fences around the kingdoms and all of that, he said, yeah, all that burned down. Her gates have sunk into the ground. Their bars he has broken and destroyed. You realize this is God saying, I've taken my hand of protection off of you. And the same one that was protecting you is about to be the one attacking you. Oh my God, this message is consistent with what I read this morning in Nahum. Listen. What do you do when the person that was protecting you didn't let your homeboys run up, your ops run up on you? And he throwing punches too. Who you gonna run to? Who you gonna call for help? When God is fed up and he moved his hand of protection from you and he's also angry, not only it's going to be double trouble because he mad at you and he going to let some folks come over and come see you. Who you going to call when the person you pray to protect you is the person that's about to ding your head in? It's bad enough he let your enemies come and tear up your stuff. But while they tearing up your stuff, he said, come here. I got something for you. That's a scary place to be in. When your protector ain't protecting you and they're attacking you. What did they do? And how many times had they done it for God to get this mad? Because it looks right here like a lot of his mercy had ran out. It says, her king and princes are exiled among the nations. The law is no more. And her prophets no longer find visions from the Lord. The elders of daughter Zion sit on the ground in silence. They have sprinkled dust on their heads and put on sackcloth. The young women of Jerusalem have bowed their heads to the ground. My eyes fail from weeping. I am in torment within. My heart is poured out on the ground because my people are destroyed, because children and infants faint in the streets of the city. They say to their mothers, where is bread and wine? As they faint like the wounded in the streets of the city, as their lives ebb away in their mother's arms. What can I say for you? With what can I compare you, daughter Jerusalem? To what can I liken you that I might comfort you, virgin daughter Zion? Your wound is as deep as the sea. Who can heal you? The visions of your prophets were false and worthless. They did not expose your sin to ward off your captivity. The prophecies they gave you were false and misleading. And we're going to keep reading. But all I want to know is, all of these prophets that was prophesying wealth and health and abundance and all of this stuff for the past 3 years, they prophesied that millions was going to come into people's banks and all of these different things. And I'm not saying God didn't do it for a lot of people, but how are they still prophesying that at a time when God said there was going to be no money? They telling people we not in the tribulation. They gave prophecies, but were they relevant to what the people of God were about to go through? What I'm going to do with a Bentley and it ain't no gas? What I'm going to do with a big fine church hat and I can't even go to church? The 1% have the most money and they are not of God. Come on. Come on. He said, seen a message last night talking about prosperity. And I'm not saying God can't still come in and bless. But do it make sense to you when it said you won't be able to buy or sell without the mark? And now we have the real ID. And it will not be accepted as a federal form of ID. If you have to go into a federal building or a state building, it won't be accepted. When I saw my friend put a money bag up there, not a bag of flour, not a bag of sugar, not teaching them how to store meat, not learning how to get no water, not learning how to keep warm. A bag of money. I just wonder they didn't see none of this stuff coming. And I'm not trying to be funny. It was so many people under that post. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, I receive it, Pastor, and all of this. And it's like, we're in a freaking depression. Bigger than the Great Depression. But it also make you wonder, do these people want to be misled? Is that the itching ears and the honey-covered lips telling you what you want to hear? When God's fire and wrath is about to rain down on this planet, God is judging the very earth. He's judging it now. And people still worried about building big houses and cars. Like, you ain't never seen I Am Legend leave the world behind? There are souls that are in your hand. They about to dedicate the temple in less than 60 days. Or right at 70 days. Biblical prophecy is happening where God said he about to destroy the earth, and we still got pastors out here talking about prosperity. Mind blowing. Listen, when I saw that, it did something to me today, and I was like, this is crazy. And I see why you're going to be mad. I see it. You have financial analysts online telling people pull your money out the bank. Not all of it, but the majority of it. Pull it out. Don't touch your 401k yet. But if you have money, pull it out. You have financial analysts saying our economy is done. And you still have people prophesying stuff that is not even going to be valuable right now. Telling people to go ahead and buy expensive houses and cars. They don't got no they don't have food stock. I'm literally watching people get closer and closer to having to take the mark. It's mind-blowing. And their eyes is still closed. Their ears are still covered. Here we go. All who pass your way clap their hands at you. They scoff and shake their heads at daughter Jerusalem. Is this the city that was called the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All your enemies open their mouths wide against you. They scoff and gnash their teeth and say, "We have swallowed her up." This is the day we have waited for. We have lived to see it. The Lord has done what he planned. He has fulfilled his word, which he decreed long ago. He has overthrown you without pity. He has let the enemy gloat over you. He has exalted the horn of your foes. The hearts of the people cry out to the Lord. Your walls of daughter Zion, you walls of daughter Zion, let your tears flow like a river day and night. Give yourself no relief and your eyes no rest. Arise and cry out in the night as the watches of the night begin. Pour out your heart like water in the presence of the Lord. Lift up your hands to him for the lives of your children who faint from hunger at every street corner. Look, Lord, and consider whom you have ever treated like this. Should women eat their offspring, the children they care for? Should priest and prophet be killed in the sanctuary of the Lord? Young and old lie together in the dust of the streets. My young men and young women have fallen by the sword. You have slain them in the day of your anger. You have slaughtered them without pity. As you summoned to a feast day, so you summoned against me terrors on every side. In the day of the Lord's anger, no one escaped or survived. Those I cared for and reared, my enemy has destroyed. How much of this you think is coming to us? Don't that sound like what we about to be going through here in a minute? But not just America, the world. God is mad. He's angry. He's tired of all of the sinful things that are going on. He's tired of the injustice. He is tired. It's about to be super spooky because Enoch and Elijah is on their way back, y'all. They could be traversing the universe as we speak. Do y'all realize that? You got to understand that we about to see them. These men are literally going to be able to breathe fire out of their mouth. We could be a month away, 2 months away, 3 months away. Who knows? Do me a favor. If you can find 2 or 3 things that Elijah said was or wasn't going to happen, and it did or did not happen, let me know. Yeah, they could be here already, but we gonna hear about that. We gonna hear about it. I did think about that though, seeing as how they not letting us. I thought about that too. But do me a favor real quick. Go find Elijah, something he prophesied, whatever it was. Everybody don't find the same thing. Or if he says something isn't going to happen, then whichever way it goes, I need you to go find 2 or 3 things that this man said that either he said was going to happen that happened, or something that he said wasn't going to happen and it didn't happen. Whichever scriptures you find is fine. Just something that the prophet prophesied that came to pass, whether people believed it or not. I'll be right back. Please and thank you. What we got? What y'all find? Hey, Pumpkin. We looking up stuff that Elijah said would or would not or wasn't going to happen. 2 or 3 things. And you can get a scripture however you want to do it. Whether he said it won't and it didn't, or it will and it did. What are some of the prophecies that Elijah gave? Did I say Elisha? I'm sorry, Elijah. If I said Elijah, I don't know. I always mix them up. But Elijah. What were some of the things that Elijah, drought, and the fate of Jezebel, eaten by dogs. Oh, so he said it ain't gonna rain. Did it rain? It did not. He told Jezebel she was gonna be eaten by dogs, or she was gonna be a disgrace, and she was. What else happened? Good. What else we got? Where y'all at? Y'all sleep? Thank you. We about to let some other folks answer. Y'all looking or is y'all watching? Hello. Hey. Hey, Pumpkin. We looking up. Oh, y'all looking. Okay. I said, wait a minute now. Let me go get in my bed. That's fine. He proclaimed a drought as a penalty for evil deeds of the kings of Israel. During this time, ravens brought him food, and he lived by a seasonal river until it dried up. Ain't that some stuff? the plague would come upon them. Interesting. Ain't that some stuff? He told them, y'all food gonna dry up and y'all ain't gonna have nothing, but I'm about to go and I'm gonna have some food over here. God gonna make sure I'm cool. You hear me? That part. That part. That part. What else? Is that it? The that Ahab kingdom will reject him. Okay. In 2 Kings, he defeated the anti-God army. The first 50 soldiers were consumed by fire. Ooh, so he spoke fire on some folks. Got it. So he gonna be doing the same thing when he come back. Interesting. Very. Interesting. Interesting. The Lord's fire will consume Baal's sacrifice. Interesting. Interesting. Multiply flour and oil for the wife. Okay, come on. Okay, here we go. Okay, thank you. I was in a hotel and I said one of your family members owned this hotel. It was nice, but the pool water was rising up and started overflowing. The widow. Gotcha. I knew what you meant. You all right, Pumpkin. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Hey. Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to prepare a sacrifice. Yep, that's when he was heckling them, like, call your gods again. maybe they on break or something. Lunch. We've been waiting here all day. I mean, are they tired or what? That was the 400 prophets. Okay. So think about this. This man, who when he was a regular person, had the ability to call fire down from heaven, say, yep, it ain't gonna rain, and it didn't. He prophesied that it wasn't gonna rain, it didn't. So he prophesied so many different things, just as a regular person. Of course, he had the power of God in him. But just think, for over 4,000 years, or however long the man been gone, he been sitting in God's face, watching everything that's been going on. What type of attitude you think he gonna have when he come back? He done sat in God's presence for thousands of years. Now over there, it's only been a couple days. But this man has literally come in contact with God, him and Enoch. They know, that Abraham attitude swallow people up in the earth. Okay, Rika, you getting my vibe. He ain't sparing nothing or nobody. Here we go. He gonna be mocking the Antichrist in front of everybody and blowing fire out. Exactly. You said Abraham attitude, right? Right, and God gonna let it happen this time. He not undoing it this time. You hear me? He's not gonna undo it. They think the UFOs is something. These beings have been with God. Do you hear me? They have been with God for thousands of years in our time. They have seen. Enoch know our thoughts before we even think them, because he already wrote them down, did he not? He know what I'm going to say in 10 minutes and I don't. Has not Enoch written down all our books? He wrote it down. Do you realize that every person he'll come in contact with, he already gonna know what they thinking before they think it? Is that not the craziest thing ever? He already gonna know the Antichrist moves, Elon Musk, the Prime Minister of Israel. He already know every move they about to make. Because God showed him and he wrote it down. We are literally living biblical history right now. I seen they was talking about the horns everywhere. The horns is just the horns is blowing everywhere. And everybody is saying, what is this sound from the sky? But can't nobody tell nobody what it is. My nephew said it sounded like an elephant fart. And we still got pastors and bishops and leaders prophesying wealth. Let me ask you a question. How many pastors do you think are going to encourage their people to take this mark so that they can go on living? Them angels blowing them horns. Come on. How many pastors do you think are going to be encouraging their people to take the mark? Because how they going to eat? You already see them what they doing with, if you don't do what we say, we are not going to give you government money. Yes or no? If your church don't preach that this man is the Christ, they won't be a 501c no more. If your school does not have him in the thing at the lead, we won't be giving you no money. And because money and prestige and wanting to live the way, I would not be surprised if they say, oh, God don't understand. He knew you weren't ready. They think they gonna be gone. Rika, can you tell them for us in the back? Because the same way that people are following this man, and then think about it. Do y'all realize that Trump uses God's name in vain? He uses the word of God to deceive people, does he not? Ain't no telling how many abortions that nigga done paid for, and I ain't trying, but seriously? You done cheated on every wife you got. Now, this is proven. This ain't me spreading lies. And I ain't putting him above nobody else. But you can't be pushing a Christian agenda and you have this much hate in your heart. And you don't respect women. He evidently didn't pay attention to how Jesus treated women. But because people don't study for themselves and they don't go looking, oh, it looks like Christianity, so it has to be. It's so crazy because I never really messed with Paula White because I feel like they was trying to make her a black Juanita Bynum. And now I know why. To me, she was just a knockoff Juanita Bynum. Everything about her screamed, you got to make a white version. Hate to say it, it is what it is. And look at what she is supporting. You cannot tell me that the anointing of God is on you and you are helping to bring the Antichrist plans to fruition. Where? What anointing? What God are you praying to? And this man wouldn't even put his hand on the Bible. PSA church folks, y'all will still be here in the tribulation. You will suffer for God as he did for us. No slide throughs. Girl, Rika, trying to get him. You know what the easiest, one of the easiest things to say is, well, how will you tell the difference between the people that have the mark and don't? That's the easiest one I slide down on them, girl. You hear me? Somebody got to be here to know who took the mark and who didn't. So that it can be proven that they're one of God's people. So then, why would he take it? Why would he force sinners to get the mark? They already lost. You said, Rika, your nephew said, auntie, don't let up on him. Don't let up on him. I mean, do you understand the delusion? Do you? You're being forced to take the real ID by May 7th. It's only going to be an amount of time before they say, okay, the chip, our president bought, not this one, the last one, bought all the freaking microchips. Did he not? He already bought the biometric chips in 22. Biometric chips is here. You won't be able to receive your rations without them. Ration money come from the federal government and it's distributed to the states. He's already said if the states don't do what he say, they won't receive no funding. So you're going to have to get what to get your ration, you're going to have to be there to get it. You can't send nobody else to get your rations. One lays the foundation for the next. Come on, Sarah. And this is why I'm telling you, whether it was Kamala or Trump, it was going to happen. You won't even be able to go to work. Oh. How much wealth are you going to get and you can't work? You can't buy or sell. So you can't sell your time to your employer if you don't have the mark. And you as an employer can't hire nobody if they don't have a mark. What money? What prosperity unless you're going to take the mark? Then, yeah, you're going to be able to live your regular life. Closer, we will be going to see Jesus. That is all. You said closer. What you mean? It's scary to me. And just like Rika said, they don't think they're going to be here even though we live in it right now. They are getting ready to dedicate the temple in less than 3 months. The temple that they telling the world that they didn't build that we already know they did. That's deception in itself. But that also goes to show you how the world don't go looking. That's why I don't get why people are so pissed. Listen, this is my thing. For real, for real. All jokes aside, it's a scary thing to me. And what I hear is I'm getting ready. I know stuff is getting bad, and ooh, yeah, when it comes. So do you just carry the Bible around like a prop? That's what you did for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You made sure you had the nice leather case on it with all the bells and whistles, but you have absolutely no idea of what it says. And now y'all understand why I say most of the church people right now, they only want to hear the fluffy part, baby. And if you talk to them, they just look at it. They want to look the part, baby. Listen. This is the crazy thing. How, in God's name, do you not see the Bible playing out? And how are you reading it and still not seeing it? It's scary. That's my granny. Every word in there is highlighted a different color too. Girl, listen. Baby, I'm just saying. Ooh, I'm waiting on the Lord. Are you? Are y'all telling y'all church people about the temple? What they say? Because the Antichrist got to be revealed when them things come out. When they sacrifice, when that blood hit the ground from them calves. You said scales are on their eyes heavy. It's spooky. They keep saying, oh, God will provide. All I say is 5 wise and 5 foolish. Baby, I'm so sick of hearing that, too. That's the scary. Well, we just read. Did you hear what he said? He said, are mothers supposed to eat their offspring, the children they reared? The Bible has several instances of mothers eating their children because they were so hungry. It's a lot of them hitting that line. Listen. The less they know, the better off they think they will be with their logic. I don't understand. We read about that, didn't we? Who remembers? Was that Baruch? Second Baruch, where God said he gonna judge you for what you know, and then he gonna judge you for what came to you and you didn't heed to it. You're gonna be judged for what you chose not to know, what you wouldn't accept, and what you knew. There's a punishment for knowing, and there's a punishment for not knowing. You remember, Rika? So when they go and say, God, I had to take the mark because my pastor didn't tell me and we didn't prepare. My pastor didn't tell us to prepare. He said, but I told you to prepare. You ain't heard about the mark of the beast? Well, yeah. He said, did it not say you won't be able to buy or sell without it? So what could you have done to make sure that you didn't have to take the mark? Well, my pastor told us we wasn't going to be here, but did you read it for yourself? Because it said that the Antichrist was going to be able to make war against God's holy saints, to go to God and say, I had to take the mark is crazy. Diabolical, nephew. In real life. He said, my people will perish for the lack of knowledge. Come on. Did you study to show yourself approved? Does it not It didn't say the people that was left here after the rapture. It said the Antichrist is going to be able to wage war against God's holy people and to overcome them, is what it says. So God's holy people have to be here. How will you know who don't got the mark and who do? His holy people have to be here. Now, the real ID is the beginning of the mark, but it don't become the mark until you allow them to put it in your body, willingly taking it so that you can eat. Because it's coming in a minute where if you don't have that, you will not have access to grocery stores, your job, gas stations, all of this stuff. You hear? People are not going to want to be uncomfortable. They're not going to want to change the way that they live. And I believe in my heart that it's a lot of pastors that's going to usher people right on into it. Because they're not even telling them to get gas masks. Something simple like that. And I'm not saying all, but the majority, I keep seeing them say the same thing over and over. It don't matter what color, what race, what ethnicity, whatever. And we cannot give no excuses why we didn't know, because it was there all along. Yeah. Do you think they will start with the military? It's going to be universal, babe. Jen, it's going to be universal. It's going to be universal. Universal. Everything that is getting ready to be happening is going to be happening all over the world. It's not going to be no places where it's not, because God said that the Antichrist was going to be able to rule the world. You said they are already testing what? I'm just saying, is it becoming more clearer with you all talking to y'all people? Just like we just read in Lamentations. He talked about everything being destroyed. He talked about, God, I can't believe you letting these things happen. You don't think that the saints, oh yeah, I know, Sherry. The saints of God that's going to church every Sunday and think that that's all, you don't think that they going to sound like the dude in Lamentations right there? God, they're kicking us out of the churches. They're killing the pastors. They're killing the, oh, there's no food. Go back and read Lamentations 2. Israel represents the church. So if you go back and you read Lamentations 2 and you look at all that is happening with Project 2025, with the RFID chips, with everything that is going on with the stock market and everything else, what you think about to go on? Y'all, there are people that have chips in them, yes. But it's not, it doesn't become the mark of the beast until it is mandatory. They had a choice to get a chip implanted. It does not become the mark of the beast until the Antichrist and his system say you cannot eat or buy or sell without this. That is when it becomes the mark. Do you hear me? Because it says when it's in your hand or your forehead. You say, yep, I read in Thessalonians, God is going to send a delusion on people who don't see the truth and accepted the lie. People are going to be asleep and delusional. Listen, all my Christian family, y'all try it out. Call them and start talking about what's going on. I bet you they either get really busy all of a sudden, they have to go do something, or they get sleepy. All of my Christian family that I call, when I start talking to them about what's going on, instantly they start to yawn. Instantly they start. I'm like, I'm talking about ministers all the way down. Do you hear me? Me and my cousin was talking about it. her daddy, my mama, my brother, her, yeah. All of them start yawning. She called her daddy like, Daddy, did y'all get the blah, 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 blah? Daddy like, ooh, I'm tired. I'm about to go. So y'all really is asleep. Or you too busy, here we go, cares of the world. Cares of the world. Why they can't sit down and study with you? I've experienced all of those with people, or they just won't engage. I'm trying to tell you. But think about it. The Bible said the cares of the world was going to drown out God's voice. And he said they was going to be asleep. The church was going to be rocked to sleep. And I promise you, whenever you tell them, it's like, what? You ever been woke up and you was startled? Distracted. Come on. Think about it. Anybody ever woke you up out your sleep and you was startled? When you tell them certain stuff is going on, that's the same look they give. What? When did that? I didn't know that. Have you been under a rock? It's scary to me. Very. And the fact that we have all of these people that say that they are followers of Christ and they are okay with so many things that God is not pleased with. And we all sinners. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about on a mass level how these people are following certain people and listening to these people and not looking for themselves. It's scary. And now you see why I told y'all, I want y'all to go looking and find it for yourself. Because you're not going to be able to say, CERCA didn't tell me. No, you're going to have to stand in judgment for yourself on why you didn't learn what you were supposed to learn, or if God brought it to you and you didn't go looking it up. I don't have nothing to do with that. Hold on, I got two at the same time. They're saying they believe that the word of God, but their actions don't line up. That part. Yep, I had a dream where a pastor in all white ushered in a woman in all black. Her name was Jezebel. He encouraged his members to trust her and take the mark. The pastor brought her in. Baby, listen. If the pastors is supposed to be getting them ready to not take the mark, but they're telling them they don't have to prep, what they setting them up for? I remember a patient who found me in the military and she believed she had a chip and wanted the doctor to remove it. He refused to acknowledge that before it brought problems to him. That was about a year ago. Yeah. I'm telling you right now. I don't know. And like I've been praying for people and asking God to open people's eyes up so that they can see. But in all reality, hey Pumpkin, in all reality, I believe that they're choosing to not see because I don't know why. I don't know why they're choosing to not see or not want to know, but they're making a choice. They are definitely making a choice, and it's scary because it don't matter if you don't want to think it's happening or not. It's right here. We in it. Like 60 days, y'all. Do you realize how crazy our world could be in 60 freaking days? Your mom says she's scared. At least she got sense enough to be scared. Shoot. Some of them ain't, not even scared, but just, what you talking about? What you talking about, friend? Who gonna disappear? My godmom keeps saying she doesn't want to know. She's not prepped and has 2 elementary school kids and a new G baby on the way. My daddy outright upset and think I'm prepped. Wow. People making plans for vacation and future events, folks who go against the government. I'll be right back. I gotta make me some more eucalyptus oil. I'm out. I gotta make me some more today. This is, he's saying it ain't gonna happen. A lot of people are, and that's the scary part. You know, I just been trying to be quiet. I don't know. I've been dreaming a lot lately. A lot. And I've been dreaming about a lot of people, which is real crazy. But all I want to say is this, y'all. We have got to prepare our minds because the worst of the worst is coming. Whether your family members, friends, spouse, kids, whoever, whether they believe it or not, we are in trying times. And if your mind is not strong, look at how many planes and trains are catching on fire, crashing. It's been like 3, 4 more planes that then got damaged. Planes is falling out of the sky left and right. Passenger planes, all kinds of planes. Trains is catching fire. What do we talk about with travel? How many times have we talked about it's not going to be safe to travel? Now it's not just the planes. I wouldn't be surprised, God forbid, if we hear about boats start going down next. God literally told us in a short time it was not going to be safe to travel, and in different countries too, exactly. And now, I used to say planes, trains, and automobiles. And it's planes, trains, and automobiles, is it not? People going to be too nervous to travel. An easier way to keep you locked into your space, too. If gas is about to skyrocket, where are you going? How many of us got a horse and buggy? That's the one up that the people over there in them other countries got on us. They got horses and buggies. We be laughing because they ain't got no cars, but guess what? They ain't got to worry about no gas. They just got to worry about enough grass to keep their horse or their donkey together, and make sure that they wheels on they trail of things is right. You said it is. I just received a message. They won't allow me to renew my passport notice from IRS. Interesting. My brother's scared to come back from Puerto Rico because of the planes. Wow. Yeah. It's a real thing, family. So I'm not going to keep y'all because CERCA is not feeling well. Not sick, just achy. And so I'm going to go lay down. But I do want y'all to go back and read that Lamentations, and where you see it talking about Judah and Israel, just put church people or Christians there and read that again. You said, so do your Amish people here in Pennsylvania. I love y'all too. Yeah. But I want y'all to go back and read that Lamentations, please. And where it says Judah, daughter of Zion, Judah, Israel, put church folks or Christians or whatever and look and see how that reads. You hear me? See if it hit a little different when you read it. Y'all hear me? Because I think it's a lot of church people that's about to get the shock of their life, y'all. God had me read Lamentations last month. I went back to my reading notes when you was reading. Listen, it's a real thing. To lament. It's going to be a lot of lamenters. Folks crying in the streets because they didn't believe that God was going to, he literally said in there, he going to do what he, I'm going back because I missed the beginning. I love y'all. Hey, Pumpkin. Have a great evening. You too. You hear me? It's going to be a lot of people crying in the streets. They ain't got no food. It said the kids was going to be fainting from hunger. Y'all don't think that that's going to be a lot of these church folks that don't want to hear? Babies passing out in the street because they so hungry and thirsty. So when you go back and read that, put church folks, Christians, church people, wherever it says Zion, Israel, or Judah, happy Sabbath, Pumpkin, put that in there. And see how that make you feel when you read it. See if it hit different. You hear me? If I feel better, I might come back on. I'm going to go take me a nap. We might do a late class. I don't know. I got my issues going on, so I don't want to be grouchy and mean to nobody. That's why I said I'll just stay low today, and maybe tomorrow will be a better day. You hear me? I love y'all too. Yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Lamentations, chapter 2, please. Okay? I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Thank you. Thank you. I love you too, Pumpkin. I'll see y'all later.